Lovely Pisces family, hello and welcome to your November 2024 Tarot Forecast. I'm Ms. Eden and Pisces, I'm so happy you're here. Welcome. This is going to be a general reading for my Pisces sun, moon, and rising signs. Y'all, if you don't catch this video right after I post it, don't sweat it. Know that there is a time and a place for you to receive this message, lovely Pisces. So whenever you feel that tingle, that urge to sit down and watch or listen, that's the time for you to receive this message. And I do hope that there'll be something in here for you. Thank y'all so much for all your likes, your subscriptions, especially your comments. I love hearing from the family and hearing from y'all. So keep that coming. It really warms my heart, makes me feel loved, and sending y'all love 1,000 times right back at you. Love and light to the family. If y'all really have been enjoying my work, the best way that you can support me, my work, my channel, is to the cheapest way, the easiest way, the fastest way, is to engage with my videos. Is so like, subscribe, comment. If you're not subscribed already and you're still here, go ahead and subscribe, y'all, because there's lots of great astrology forecasts and things that I post throughout the month in addition to these monthly tarot forecasts. So that's the best way that you can support me, and thank y'all so much for all your love, all your support again for the umpteenth time. I just want to show a lot of gratitude. Thank y'all, because I wouldn't be here without you. All right. Let me just catch up where I'm at. Okay. If y'all like what you see over here, I do have an Instagram account. So that link can be found in my bio, beautiful Pisces, and all sorts of stuff gets posted over there. That doesn't cross over to my YouTube here. So follow me on Instagram and let's keep growing that family. All right, loves. Pisces, we have a big month ahead. Y'all got a lot of powerful energy affecting you. We're going to do some different stuff this month because I'm going to bring in a little bit more intuitive work. I did some meditative kind of channeling, connecting with spirit before I got on to record this video. So we're going to do a little bit of intuitive work for Pisces, or intuitive guidance for the month, an oracle pull for us, and then our tarot reading, as well as our astrology notes for the month. All right, beautiful Pisces. So it's going to be a little different. Video might be a tad longer this month. Yeah, let me just make sure I have my list and everything. Let me just make sure I covered everything, got all the things checked off to intro the video with. I think I did. So let's get into the astrology of the month. November, the first half of November, is going to be a lot about our ability to go deep within to transform the ego self. Moving away from the ego self, releasing the blocks that ego self has placed there for us so that we can connect more with our higher selves for our highest good, those divine energies, those higher frequencies, higher consciousness. That's where we need to be moving, and that's what the work will be towards the first half of November. The second half of November, we have a lot of movement beginning. So not that there won't be movement the first half of November. We're in a very transitional, big time of shifts, energy shifts, paradigm shifts. Everything's changing. So it's not that we won't see movement in the beginning of November. We definitely will. But the second half of November, it's going to be more outward movement that we're going to see a lot of. Maybe first half of November will be a lot of internal movement. The outer movement on the second half is going to be concerned with truths coming to light that relate to power structures, control structures, and how we are shifting from a more top-down power for the few who control the many to a more lateral distribution of power where it's more power to the people. So we're going to see a lot of big shifts initiating. Again, this whole month, this whole autumn. It's hard to put it into human time scale, because I know a lot of us are we got astrologers and things. We need to talk a little bit about time scales and when things will be happening a little bit. I want to keep any predictions loose, because it's important to understand the energies at play, but then always seeing how that plays out is never what you expect, right? So with that being said, I'm going to be very cautious and a little bit more general When we think about, like, again, the timeline, we're always thinking about time from our human construct of time. And when we do these readings, beautiful Pisces, we need to kind of open up our brains and our minds to the concept of universal time. Okay, not so much linear time. So all these big shifts and changes are just like the beginning. We are in like the beginning transition, launching of these big shifts that we're entering this cycle of. I would say, cycles, right? So a big change is upon us. Coming into the month in November, let me just hold on, I'm a little parched. Before I rattle through all the dates, let me just take a swig of water. Thank you so much, Pisces, for rocking with me. Water sign, I know you're like, hydrate, girl. All right, November 1st, we have a new moon in Scorpio. New moons are all about new beginnings, setting intentions. It gives us the opportunity to plant new seeds and start seeding new things that we want to see bloom in our lives. So this can be like a launch of a business, or any other sort of launching of something. But it can also be like getting the idea, the inspiration comes around these new moon times. With it in Scorpio, a fellow water sign, this is going to be a deeply emotional full moon that begs us to dive deep within and transform the inner self, the ego self, like I was saying with that first half of the month energy. Here it is, right? New moon in Scorpio. How are we going to step on a new path with how we understand the world around us, how we understand our role with that, and how exactly this kind of limited framework with that ego mindset, which can be very limiting, needs to break away. Again, like Scorpio, like burns it down and then is rebirthed from the ashes. So it's like burning everything down to rebuild completely new. Again, transforming. All right. 2nd of November, Mercury moves into Sagittarius. Mercury is the planet of communication, technology, travel, medicine, innovation and ideas. Think about Mercury in mythology. In Greek, they were Hermes. So again, Hermes or Mercury can not transcribe, but they can float between the spirit world, the world of the gods, of the non-physical, and the human world of the physical realm. They also were the energy, or the god, you could say, in mythology, for mythology's sake. But Mercury is that energy that guides you across the underworld in Greek mythology, not across the river Styx, that's Chiron, but Mercury would bring you down, right? So to kind of bring you from the physical back to the non-physical. With it in Sagittarius, fire sign, a lot of creative, inspirational energies where just new ideas can come to us like lightning. So again, that time we might have a lot of quick insights and inspirations hitting us. Might feel a really strong urge to travel. With Mercury, might have some interesting ideas, insights, things to talk about with others. It'll be a great time for communication. Just kind of like slow it down. Like, you're going to want to run your mouth really fast and like get all those ideas. Like, you can slow it down. It won't stop the idea from eventually being said. Just make sure you say it concisely. On the 3rd of November, we have Mars moving into Leo. There is a lot of spicy activity with Mars on the 3rd. So that's going to be a day to watch where it can be very combustible. Mars moves into Leo, another fire sign, that day, and also conjuncts Pluto and trines the moon. So this is going to be a very combustible energy with Mars in Leo, a fire sign that's all about like me, see me, I'm here, I'm the sunshine, right? That Leo energy. So again, like really dancing very strongly with this ego self. Mars is overseeing the sign of Aries, the first sign of the zodiac, number 1 of the first house. 1 is also speaking about the self. Okay, so again, a lot of these connections to the ego self. And again, like, it's not that the ego is all bad, but there's become such an imbalance for a lot of us now, where we deeply need to, especially my Pisces, but all of us need to be thinking about our spiritual development and taking that really seriously. When Mars conjuncts Pluto, it's going to get really aggressive. Mars is the war planet, aggressive, fire, fast-moving energy, also very creative, but doesn't always think before moving, right? Can be very combative and, is the harbinger of war. So when Mars conjuncts Pluto, of transformation and power, Pluto is the planet that governs Scorpio, also about transformation and power with that new moon. Okay, we're going to have a lot of loudness on the scene with our consolidations of power. Okay, like those in power are going to probably be pretty loud around the 3rd and those days surrounding that. They also are going to be very triggered by their emotions with Moon trining Mars that same day. So it's just going to be a really volatile energy on the 3rd. Watch out, like stay objective, stay outside of everything. Don't get wrapped up into the emotionalness, because it's going to be a very like reactive triggered kind of energy. So just again, there's things to learn that we need to have come to light, but we don't all have to react and go bonkers at the same time. Okay, just note that. On the 11th of November, Venus moves into Capricorn, so it asks us to get really a little bit more structured and serious about those things that we love. Venus, planet of love, those luxuries that we have in our life. Capricorn's not going to let you overindulge too much, but there also may be some power issues and power dynamics within the realm of those things or people that you love with Venus in Capricorn. On the 15th, because it ain't over yet, we still got like the half of the month, the latter half of the month to go through. So I'm trying to get through it fast, but there's so much happening. All right. The 15th of November, Saturn stations direct in your sign of Pisces. This is a big deal. We're going to dive into it. That same day, Pisces, we have a full moon in Taurus. Ooh, damn. So Saturn is the taskmaster. It is like the critical parent, the harsh father figure that is demanding you work hard, be structured, be disciplined, get your work done, do your homework, but with the intention of knowing that knowledge brings power. So it's like with a, like ultimately kind of loving intention. They want the best for you, but they are strict as hell, right? So with it moving direct, Saturn moving direct in Pisces, this is asking us, remember I said the second half, we have to get really serious about our spiritual disciplines and development. This is it, Saturn and Pisces. And even more so because Saturn will be at the final degree of Pisces when it goes direct on the 15th. That is the 29th degree in astrology, and we call that the anaretic degree. It's kind of like a full moon energy, and it's a full moon that day, so double whammy. So where do we need to really get super serious with our spiritual development? Period. Stop. Hard stop. Because this old system that's falling away is not based in any sort of spiritual connection. We can see that very clearly and feel that with our lack of connection to the spiritual side, but yet like almost a yearning for more from life, right? There's like a yearning, like a knowing that there has to be more than just this consumerism, and that's, work and grind culture. Like there has to be more than that, and that's because there is, like, that calling is there for a reason, because there is a deeper spiritual knowledge and awareness that we can all tap into, right? So with that anaretic degree of Saturn in Pisces, dive deep into the spirit realm. All right, get the discipline, get the meditations going, connect with your spirit guides. This is the perfect time for all of that kind of connection. The veil is going to be so thin. And with the full moon in Taurus, where can we end old cycles of a little too much in the materialism realm? Taurus, earth sign, loves their things, right? Their material things, but also is the sign of the earth signs that pertains a lot to money and finances. So we could see some big shifts around our financial systems around that time. As well as perhaps agricultural systems, because Taurus also governs our food, our agricultural supply chain and all of that business, as well as, it doesn't stop there, earth, anything earth and storm related, like, so earthquakes, volcanic activity, I mean, all Taurus, because we also have Uranus in Taurus right now, and that can bring a little bit of literal earth shaking events for us. And with Saturn and Pisces, and Pisces fam, Neptune is also at the 29th degree of Pisces, I believe, right now. Mars is at the 29th degree of Cancer. Pluto, we're going to talk about in just it's a couple seconds, is at the 29th degree of Capricorn. There are so many finalities and wrap-ups in this energy that around us right now. No wonder we're all feeling like, what, with bated breath, like, what could happen next? Like, what else could happen? Oh my gosh, it's like, well, so much could happen. All right. Yeah. Okay. So then let's move on to the 19th. Big day as well. Pluto finally moves fully into Aquarius, the first degree of Aquarius, moving out of that 29 degree of Capricorn energy where it's been since 2008, y'all. Think about that. We are ending a cycle that we've been in about top-down power structures, and we are transforming that. We are seeing the secrets and the lies now. The light is being shown, and we're like, we're transforming it. That is Pluto moving into Aquarius. That is power to the people. We are going to become more community-oriented, more humanitarian, more justice-oriented. I mean, that's the Aquarian energy. So no wonder the old system is getting super loud and scared as they're seeing everything crumble around them, because they see that we're all awake to what's really happening. It can't be hidden anymore. And I'm sure a lot of y'all watching, like, y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. Like, all you need to do is click on the news, but then click it off, because it's such a heavy energy, and like, you don't need to stay in that heavy energy. The 21st of November, Sagittarius season begins, and then right on the heels of that, we got Mercury going retrograde in Sagittarius. Whew. That'll be retrograde through December 15th, and that's going to be a great slowdown period amidst all this chaos for receiving more inspiration, energy, and insight for new creations. All right, y'all? Don't try and push forward with anything like contracts, negotiations, signing any deals, like signing contracts, home, business, love, like all of those kind of, like, you'll probably have to go back and redo them and rework them at some point and if you do it under a Mercury retrograde cycle. Expect bumps and delays with travel, communication, technology, all areas that Mercury oversees, possibly even like a little dabble with medicine as well. Just proofread everything. Edit all your work. Double check everything before you click send. That's the wisdom from a Mercury retrograde. It's a nice slowdown period to just review everything. All right, fam? Pisces, let's get into the energy work now. That's the astrology update. Y'all have really at a big month and just cycle ahead, because like I said, we got the Saturn transiting into, in the final sign of Pisces, and we have Neptune in the final sign of Pisces. So like, I don't know of, like, if there's not one of us that's not feeling that pull to get in connection with spirit. I mean, shoot, I think all of us are feeling that, right? So let's start with your intuitive work. I'm going to need a moment because now I've talked so much about the astrology, but when I was tapping into your energy, Cancer, I think I've said Cancer a couple times, and I so apologize, Pisces. So sorry. I'm going to, for the future, if I say, I mean Pisces, sorry. So, but something is making me say Cancer. Interesting. Pisces. So I'm going to tap in, I've tapped in before I got on here with the energy that, of the month for you for November, just to see kind of what I could pick up. And again, I've done so much, getting the spread and now talking the astrology with y'all. Let me back it up and quiet my mind so I can pull back up in my little mental filing cabinet that check-in that I did for Pisces. So give me a minute, y'all, if you don't mind. Okay. Yep. Thank you. Sometimes the older you get, harder it is to remember things. So thank you, Spirit, for bringing that back to me. Two things came up for Pisces when I checked in. One was interesting because I normally just get images in my head kind of playing out, that I'll have pop up, or feelings. This, I shouldn't have said feelings, but this was an actual feeling or sensation where I experienced like thirst. I was very thirsty when I tapped into the Piscean energy. And then the next image, or I guess the first image that came to me then, was the image of a chalkboard, like a big chalkboard in a classroom, and I could see the desks all in a row, and someone was writing notes on the chalkboard. Couldn't really tell if it was a teacher or a student. Could have been either one. But from what I'm picking up, there is a great thirst for knowledge, Pisces. A literal thirst for knowledge. And as I talk about that, I'm thirsty again. So let me just hydrate. Yeah. So this month, y'all are hungry for diving deep, and hopefully you're hungry to dive deep into the realms of spirit and learn more there where you can. All right. I think that that's a beautiful energy for Pisces to be in, because you have the disciplinary energy of Saturn paired with that spiritual, emotional Neptune, dreamy Neptune energy, right? So I think this will be a great month for you to learn a lot more, to quench your thirst with matters of kind of more esoteric topics. I've been learning all sorts of fun stuff this month. It's been great. For your oracle reading, I went with our Moonology Manifestation Oracle deck by Yasmin Baland, which I love. I always put posts up if y'all check my community board, but I do like to try and put the moon cycle posts up. She has one for each stage of the moon cycle, the 4, full moon, new moon, first quarter, and fourth quarter. So I figured that would be appropriate for my Pisces water sign. I know you're Neptunian, but also connected to the moon with the water. So that's what I felt pulled towards. Also, Pisces, if y'all are interested in seeing more about this deck, like if you've been curious about this deck and would like me to do a deck review, please leave it in the comments. I would love to do some deck reviews and would love to hear if y'all would be interested in that too. So here's the 2 cards that fell out when I kind of asked for the theme for Pisces for November in this reading. Focus on the positive. New moon in Sagittarius. And full moon in Aquarius. Be real. You can do both. New beginnings, endings of cycles. Full moon, new moon. Let's take a quick read and get into it. So new moon in Sagittarius. Focus on the positive, y'all. The way is clear. All you have to do is make sure you enjoy the ride. That should be easy enough as long as you stop worrying and start believing in your own good luck. It's true that life goes in cycles, and this card shows you that you are moving into a good luck phase. As Abraham Hicks says, think about what you do want, not about what you don't want. Focus on the positive now. Your manifesting is definitely on track, and the more you can master the art of feeling good, Pisces, the longer it'll stay that way. Focus on, with your manifesting focus, this card is especially a good sign for matters related to study, chalkboard, travel, adventure, and the cosmic quest to understand life. Ooh, I love that. Ties in right with my intuitive visions. I love that. Manifesting mindset. Look back, see how far you've come, and count your blessings. Love that for my beautiful Pisces family. Let's read really quickly the full moon in Aquarius, and then we'll get into your tarot reading, Pisces. So be real. And I'm sorry, I meant to hold up that card for the new moon in Sag. I'm sorry. These are beautiful cards, so I like to hold them up and show them. So anyway, here we go. Full moon in Aquarius. Sometimes we pursue someone or something for all the wrong reasons. Our ego gets involved, and before we know it, we're driving ourselves crazy by chasing something that may not even be right for us. This card reminds you that sometimes you need to back off a little. Worry less and trust more. Life is about fun and laughter, but you'll take all the fun out of it if you spend too long in your head rather than in your hearts. You might win, but it might not be a great victory. So release. You're manifesting balance. Find the balance between being real and trying to please all the people all the time. Preach. I hear that. Manifesting mindset. Life goes in cycles, and that's okay. The more you can accept that, the easier this phase will be for you. Cycles. And boy, are we in the midst of transitioning cycles right now, Pisces. Goodness. So let's get into your reading. Here you are starting out okay, wait. Before I even start, one thing I noticed as I was pulling cards, it's an incredibly tapped in, tuned in day for me. So for those that are light workers, energy workers, psychics, spiritualists, you know that you'll have days when you feel more in tune, tapped in than others. And woo, Spirit's been talking to me. So I'm happy I'm doing your reading today, Pisces. But what I noticed is, keep in mind some of those elements we talked about in the astrology report, like Mars in Leo, Mercury in Sagittarius, because I kept seeing those pop up in your cards. So I think this reading is actually giving us also a little bit of like some timestamps, perhaps. I mean, you're going to have to let me know, because I thought that was fascinating as the cards were coming up. I was like, oh shit, this matches what Mars is going to be doing this month. This matches what Mercury is going to be doing this month. Like, wow. So let me know. Okay. I'll try and point that out as we go along. I'm going to try and keep that in mind. So here you are starting the month, 6 of Wands, victory. Also a lot of interesting number sequences in your spread, because the first few cards that were falling out were 6, 7, 8. So maybe some of y'all are seeing those repeating cycles. But again, that's not a 1, 2, 3. That's like you're a lot further along that path than maybe you think and realize, Pisces. But here you are coming into the month, victory. Yes, you are being seen and noticed for all your hard work and energy. You have worked hard. You can claim that victory, Pisces. Get it this month, all right? This also might be like, a return home, or like you're not fully sitting in that, like where you've gotten the paycheck and you've gotten the acclaim, but it's like you've gotten the deal that is guaranteeing that paycheck is coming. So like that's the victory, right? Like you're not at the castle yet. You haven't signed the deed to the castle, but you're looking at castles because you know you can now, like that kind of energy, right? And the energy that's affecting you is the sun. Yes. So much light has been brought into your life recently. I'm so happy to see this for my Pisces family. Joy, lightness, connection with your childlike wonder for life, knowing that everything's going to be okay, trusting in the universe. Warmth, tenderness, love, compassion, kindness, adventure, all the good, all the joy. And that has been another word that's been coming up for me a lot today specifically, but just this week, joy. Joy, joy, joy. Have y'all been hearing that word a lot too? Let me know in the comments. I would love to know if it's like a worldwide or not just me. Like you're like, oh shit, yeah, I've also been hearing joy a lot recently. So anyway, yeah, you've been having, the reason you're victorious is because you have leaned into the positive. Remember, glass half full, like we said with our Moonology cards. Glass half full. Be positive. Focus on the positive. Well, you've been doing that shit. Look at it. And you've been tested too. You've had some tests of illusion or delusion with the 7 of Cups coming up for you. And you have apparently passed the test. Woo! Pisces. All right. Yes. So I'm just checking to make sure, because I didn't look at, that was Jupiter and Leo. You can actually see, the signs Jupiter and then Leo there. So I'm just making sure, when we get those cards coming up, I'm not moving along too fast and not realizing. So this is all about illusions and delusions, thinking that you know what you want when really it's like, actually no, society's kind of made you feel like that's what you maybe should want. Fame, wealth, riches, control, power. But there's other cups too. And if you're willing to explore that for yourself, there's other things like knowledge, wisdom, spirituality, connection, communication, love. That can all bring riches as well. It's not all about the physical, tangible riches and control and power. That's not it. And so this card has been like, it's been a test for you. Like you had some testing things come up for some of my Pisces. Now, again, this is a general reading, so I know that this isn't going to hit for every single one of you. Take what pieces do hit for you and then leave the rest for others. All right, beautiful Pisces? But yeah, so like getting into the month, you kind of, here's the energies that are playing out for y'all this month. So like you're coming in riding really strong, being in control of your energy, having used your energy well, coming at it from a positive, light, loving way. Perfect. Keep that up. Okay? Because here's that Mercury in Sagittarius. Remember, Mercury's going to be in Sagittarius all month. It's moving in at the beginning of the month and then going retrograde at the end of the month. So 8 of Wands is all about alchemizing the energy of the non-physical, our ideas, our thoughts, that energy that excitement, those feelings that we have where we're like, oh, I can't hold this literal excitement and it feels like my chest is going to burst. That kind of energy, right? This is about grounding it down and alchemizing it into something real. And it's going to happen fast this month for my Pisces. It's going to be important again for that spiritual development because as things are changing, we don't want to fall into old traps. We want to move forward onto new paths that we are better aligned with, that suit us and our higher selves in a more positive, beneficial light. So there might be some temptation, again, both 8s. How fascinating. And they're right next to each other. There might be some temptation to entrap yourself in the thought process. That's only confusing. That's only fucking up your vibe, Pisces. It's only fucking up your victory and your sunshine. So you hold the keys to your own freedom. Realize and recognize that if something is coming up that's bothering you or making you feel very anxious or fearful in your head, there's something you need to learn from it. Yeah. Because this is like you can set yourself free at any time. You know, it only looks really threatening, but really you're the only one standing in your way. So again, when you have all this energy coming down to ground, it can be a lot to deal with, right? But don't get stuck in your head. Just let it flow. Just let it go back with the childlike kind of energy and essence. Like it's okay to not know what to do with it for a moment until let some time pass and surrender and you'll get some insights. You'll figure it out eventually. Okay, so don't get stuck because this will get you stuck this month is fueling that kind of energy instead of fueling the rainbow of excitement that is all these new opportunities coming your way. Strength is going to be very important. This is the equivalent of the strength card, this lust card in this deck. I should have said that as well. I'm using a new deck this month. Well, new old. It's the first deck I ever worked with, but it's a very powerful deck. And so I've only now felt ready to return to it. And so I'll try and translate those cards because I know the court cards are a little bit different and some of the major arcana. So this is the strength card. And I'm sorry, I am going to kind of cover her up a little bit because apparently, I don't know, censorship, whatever. So strength through compassion, also not strength through harshness. Okay? Situations this month might pull on your willpower, your strength. It might ask you to find a lot of inner strength for yourself. And it might have to ultimately, let me back that up. It has to do with new abundance and resources coming your way with this Ace of Pentacles energy. You have new opportunities for new resources coming your way, and it's coming fast, okay? Fast with the Chariot. 7 again, another 7. Very spiritual number in general, but for my Pisces, Spirit is talking to y'all. Focused, directed energy is going to be very important. Know where you want to go. And if you don't know, that's okay too, but don't take action. Don't move forward until you know which way you want to step forward. Because we got that Mercury retrograde coming at the end of the month, and it just always sucks to have to loop back and do it again. So know that if you give yourself the space and grace, release yourself from the anxiety of having to know it all, and just live in that sunshine and accept and appreciate and be in gratitude of all the victories you have had, all the wins that you've come into this month with, that you've passed tests, that have now opened up doors for you to step onto a new path. Not just step, charge, Pisces, charge onto a new path. Ooh, I love that for you. I love that. Okay? And there's this stop and go, because here's the Hangman. So this month is going to be about knowing when to charge forward with your energy and knowing when to pause and perhaps even sacrifice for the greater knowledge. You might have to give up something to get that knowledge. This is about pausing, taking yourself away from others so that you can really sit and be in stillness and receive insight from spirit. And I'm sorry, I should have covered that one up too. I'm trying to do better with all the censorship stuff, y'all, because I don't know why these cards would get reported, but they have some human bodies on them sometimes. So with the Hangman energy, that is connected with the myth of Odin hanging on the tree of knowledge, the tree of life. Please leave it in the comments too if you know the name Yggdrasil. I don't know if that's it exactly. Please throw it in the comments. That tree of knowledge of which Odin hung himself on, self-sacrificed. Okay, it's kind of like a Jesus myth where he died and then was resurrected. Very much that Hangman energy. Let me see if I can. There we go. Censorship. All right. So again, look at what's that. Look what you're hanging. You're flipping your understanding of something. You're looking at something from a new way this month. That's going to be very important. All of us have to look at the world in a completely new way. The same old glasses and way of viewing things ain't going to work no more. That's just not it. All right. And you have had to hold, or this month, I will say, it might be coming into the month. Since I said I started with, you might have had to hold, might be coming in a little bit lingering from October, but you've had to hold some serious ground, your energy, against other things trying to take from your energy, other people, situations, right? With this 7 of wands. But this is your being victorious. And look at there, we have the same setup as where you started, victorious. Look at that. So you have the Hermes caduceus, which has the sun disk, Egyptian sun disk on it, the phoenix head, and the lotus flower on both. Except this one is like you got that extra protection of energy, and you are holding it down for yourself this month. Okay, so you might feel like that need to defend yourself to keep your energy safe. And by the way, that was Mars and Leo energy right there. Remember Mars and Leo on the 3rd? Boom, there it is in tarot card form. So I'm thinking again, that this new energy might be coming in around when Mars moves into Sagittarius at the beginning of the month. What was that, the 2nd? And then here's the 3rd. Some challenges to you and your energy, but you got it against this. And it's so interesting because the way that you got it is through your own self-assuredness, doing your own thing. This is the Page of Cups, Princess of Cups in this deck. But this is about being joyous, lighthearted, focusing on your own cup and the imagination and the things that really make your heart sparkle. So it's that's how you're winning it. That's how you're able to maintain and hold off any negative energies, because you're just so in your sunshine that no darkness can plow through. Except where there's darkness, where there's light, there's always darkness, right? So you are on a pursuit, a journey this month with this 6 of swords. You are protected this month as you journey along this new path towards calmer waters, but there might be a little bit of sadness and grief, sorrow perhaps about what you're leaving behind. And the kind of higher messages of things to look out for is just there may be with this moon card a period of feeling like you're wandering around in the dark, not knowing where the fuck you're going. And if you're there, that means you're on the right track. Because like I said, everything is changing. We're all going to be wandering around in the dark, not knowing where the fuck we're going. This can be very much a card about fear, but you can't let that fear, because you got the sun. See, because remember the sun was surrounding you. This is just kind of the energies that are out there. There is also power, deep and great creative power in the dark. Think about the womb, the high priestess energy, the magic that exists in the darkness, right? You have the strength, the discipline, the hard work ethic to get through whatever comes your way. With this 8 of Pentacles, it's going to be your resources. You'll be fine because you can do it. Believe in yourself. And again, you might have to take yourself away from others and all the distractions in order to do your thing. And that's fine. That's fine because you have a rebirth with the Eon. This is judgment. A rebirth cycle, accepting all the flaws, all the beauties of you, past and present, and potentially future, good, bad, ugly, and in between. Accepting it all as you move forward on this new path. And you are so guided and protected by, again, spirit. This is like in the Rider-Waite deck, there is literally like an angel trumpeting you awake. So if you're feeling lost, if you're feeling unsure, lean in and ask spiritual development and discipline. They're there for you. They're just waiting for you to learn the ways, study, quench that thirst of knowledge so that you know how to connect with them because they want to connect with you, Pisces. Send me some comments about how this energy hits for you this month. I'd love to hear it, Pisces family. Much love for November. Bye, y'all.